Voice of Reason Radio, where mindfulness, music, and good game meet at the crossroads. So Williams is the voice of reason of VOR Radio on Dash Radio. So Williams is the clumsy chemist of VOR Radio. You're listening to So Williams, VOR Radio, Voice of Reason Radio, where music and mindfulness meet.
Welcome to yet another So What Show, current events. I have not really sad news, but news nonetheless. It's not sad because I'm optimistic. The good brother Jeff Brown will not be here today as he is slightly under the weather. I expect Jeff Brown to be back on deck next Monday. So with that being said, my friends, it's just you and I today. I was going to invite somebody else, but I said, nah, I don't like a lot of people up in my space. And besides, I think I have something important to share with you guys regarding what's going on in the world. And it's some major shit going on in the world. And I have a different perspective on it. And I'm getting a little frustrated because we still the same. How long has motherfucking quarantine last? Since March. Here we are rolling up on July. And I said something, a lot of people weren't listening to me when I said it. I said, we're going to have to be different coming out of quarantine. I said that. Y'all remember me saying that? I said, we got to be different coming out of quarantine. We have to be different. All right? We got to be different people. And how can we be in quarantine for 3.5 months, come together and protest all over the world, and still be petty with each other? And still be negative and backbiting and competitive and silly and frivolous with one another. So now I'm going to ask you, what does a protest mean if you have no unity in your community? That's what I'm going to ask you. Does a protest have any meaning whatsoever other than let me get out and party and bullshit and turn the protest into the Instagram moment, right? If we don't have unity with one another, What makes a protest meaningful? Does a protest have any meaning at all if these particular character flaws that make us the same people, as before COVID, before 4 months, damn near, of quarantine? Are we the same people? And does marching even matter? And does whatever even? This is why when I did the last show and I talked about substance over symbols, sure, you can knock down the statue of Christopher Columbus. Sure, you can do that. Absolutely. Well, what makes today different than the past 300 years? You've been pushing the narrative, but it took you just overnight to say, let's push this motherfucker down. Right? And why? Why was it pushed over? Let me tell you something. A corporation is exactly like a politician. You got to understand. The customer has to feel like they are important, just like the voter has to feel like he is important. You understand? Just like the recruit has to feel like he's important. But once you make your decision, just like that recruit can sometimes be ignored, just like that vote you cast can somehow be ignored. Do you understand? Corporations, same way. Once they got your dollar, and they've had your dollar for many years, and they've built up wealth, you can leave if you want. I have the right to, I reserve the right to sell to whomever. Corporations that have been racist for years just flipped. Hey, Black Lives Matters now. No more. Listen, no more Aunt Jemima. We've been riding with a slave with a perm. This ain't the first time Aunt Jemima got a makeover. First off, Aunt Jemima started off with a goddamn do-rag on. They said, well, goddamn, do her hair. Why don't you just do her hair, please? Can you do Aunt Jemima's hair? God damn. Aunt Jemima is just up in this motherfucker with a do-rag on. Can we do her hair this evening? Then they did her hair. When did they do Aunt Jemima's hair? Did they do that in the 80s or some shit? Fuck, Aunt Jemima needs her hair done. Let's get Aunt Jemima's perm together. Right? Hey, Corey King, I'm going to block you. I'm just letting you know. This is not jokey time. You in the dig? I'm just saying. I love you, but Corey King, the dude in my chat room, say one more thing. Go ahead. Oh, there it is right there. Woo! Ah! Hey! Oh, I love it. That's how I be playing. Woo! So let me just get to this real quick. Advertising. Total Package Energy. The greatest energy drink in the world. Love it to death. I support these people. This is a black-owned business, right? If we want substance, right, over symbols, right? Go support Total Package Energy, black-owned business, out of Oakland, out of the Bay Area. Strong brothers that support this, man. Zero carbs, zero crashes. You understand? It's the best. B vitamins, all of it. Amino acids. I love it. I love it. You under dig? Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. All right, go to We Juice. We Juice. It's my homeboy right there. Isn't this what black business is supposed to be about? Black business and reciprocity in black business. Isn't this right here, this story right here? We from the same city. We grew up together. I think he a little older or younger. He might be a little, I don't know how old he is. Anyway, I was aware of him. He was aware of me in our city. As grown men, we look up and we see this man doing well. It's my job to put him on in terms of promotion. So I ask you, honestly and sincerely, the two companies that I've promoted thus far, Total Package Energy and We Juice. TotalPackageEnergy.com, WeJuice.com. I ask you in all sincerity, go cash mob these guys. Keep them in business. Keep them going, right? Keep them moving. Relationship Dismount is on Amazon.com in 3 formats. I'm going to have to say this. I have to shout somebody out. According to my report, one person in the month of June, I think, bought like 23 copies of the Relationship Dismount. It doesn't tell me their name, so I just want to say thank you for whoever made, that large order of books. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, is my first relationship book. It came out in 2015 and is a very positive workbook for couples and singles. Believe me, people who are married, y'all better get. Why is the holographic relationship up?
Because what had happened is that
Here go, MC, what had happened? Talking about the Relationship Dismount. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, is available in 3 formats on Amazon.com, Kindle, Audible, as well as paperback. Please continue to support this work. It is a very powerful work, a very positive work, and has helped many people before. This is one of the books I give out in my relationship coaching, in my life coaching. It is a great book. If you want relationship coaching or life coaching and you're serious about it, go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and sign the questionnaire, fill out the questionnaire for coaching. I've been helping a lot of people during COVID. I would love to help you if you want coaching. The Holographic Relationship is available at IamZoeWilliams.com and Kindle. Go there right now and support this book. If you want a physical copy, a paperback copy, you get it from me at IamZoeWilliams.com. Don't forget, I'm rocking mansions. You understand? Relationship is the university of you. I love it, man. Black-owned business. Power in One Clothing is a black-owned business. You understand? Power in One. They partnered with me to do my t-shirt designs. I want everybody to get over there and support the Relationship University series. Get over there right now. Mansions Relationship Rivalry series. Go over there right now. Relationship is the university of you. I put these things together. Also, the Hurricane Report. H- Report.news. You understand? You want alternative information, alternative news sources? Go to the Hurricane Report. Write it, take action, maintain freedom. That's h-report.news. We get money. It's weget.money. Is a financial literacy and resource hub for people backed by mybusinessloan.com, lend800.com, mybusinessloan.com speaks for itself. Lend800.com offers short-term loans, but in order to make the most positive impact, weget.money is the new hub for all of these businesses because they want people to be able, and we're talking about black-owned businesses, we're talking about black people, we want people to be able to find the resources they need to build the kind of businesses they need, and then once you have a business, your business must have a relationship with who? Customers and other businesses. Oh, ShareCon 7,000. Say one more thing. Say one more thing, ShareCon. I dare you. Say one more thing during my promo session. My session where I'm promoting black-owned businesses. Say one more thing. ShareCon. Is that how you say his name? Sherry Khan. Say one more thing.
It may be Sheer.
Whoa. Ah! All right. Go to weget.money. You need resources. All right. Terry Lomax. You want to learn how to do a goddamn podcast? You want to figure that part out? This sister is giving away free podcast training. She's got damn near 1 million views on her podcast. Want to learn how to launch your first podcast? A step-by-step guide for creating and maintaining a successful podcast that grows your audience with impact? Free virtual masterclass. When? Every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Terry Lomax. TerryLomax.com. Terry Lomax. Get over there right now and support the sister. Main Sacre. Main Sacre. Nah, it's not about sensitivity, Mike Brown. It's about respect. We ain't got none. So guess what, my nigga? Deuces. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about sensitivity. You understand? Y'all bitch ass niggas don't understand what it's about. Let me tell you what sensitive is. Right? Sensitive to me. This is me. Right? This is my opinion. Sensitive is when you talk shit to a stranger but not your boss who demeans you. Right? Who shows you that he's your boss. Right? Sensitive is when you don't speak up. When motherfuckers in your neighborhood, right, are being harassed by the police. Sensitive is when you go mind your business when you should be standing for something. You understand? See, we always want to joke. We always want to motherfucking celebrate when it's time to work. See, it's about work. Put the work in to change the condition of your society. No, let's have a motherfucking juke joint in the middle of the work we supposed to be doing. Let's have a fish fry and a motherfucking a tap dance contest in the middle of the work we're supposed to be doing. See, let me tell you why. Let me tell you what sensitive is. Sensitive is being aware of what you might lose for saying what needs to be said. That's sensitive. See, you can only talk this bullshit to niggas that you eat or don't respect, or niggas that you don't think will come at you, right? You don't talk this way to the motherfucker that signed your check. Do you? The motherfucker that signed your check say, shut the fuck up or go home. Raheem. Shut the fuck up or go home, Raheem. You gonna shut the fuck up, right? That's sensitive. I had a conversation. Listen, man, everybody be talking about shit. Listen, man. Made man Soccery. Let's just go back to that. Black-owned business, a sister doing her thing. Made man Soccery. Out of Texas, small black-owned. Please support this young lady, right? Please support this young lady. She is doing amazing things. made-man-soccery.myshopify.com. Please buy out all her socks. All right? IG, follower at mademan-soccery. Please support the sister. Made man Soccery. Soccery. Now, let's get into today's topics. Because it's a lot of shit going on and a lot of motherfuckers want to have a goddamn fun time. Do you see you being played by the media right now? Whole bunch of deaths start sparking back up, right? Whole bunch of deaths start popping back up. Why are the deaths popping back up? Yeah, because they know people are fed up of racism, right? They know you can only do so much of that racist shit before people start bubbling, before cities start bubbling. You get George Floyd, rest in peace. Peace to his family's heart, peace to his mama, peace to his daughter, peace to everybody that had to endure the loss of that man. You get George Floyd on top of all the other deaths that have happened, right? Happening during a pandemic. Listen to how you being moved around the chessboard like the pawns you are. If we get these worldwide global movements happening, let's not forget, they say Black Lives Matter is funded by George Soros. Somebody vet it out. Let's see. Is it true? Right? So all of this is happening during a pandemic. Right? 52 states. All the states said, fuck it. We protested. Right? Every state was like, hell nah, this ain't cool. Let me tell you, man, the master chess player always thinks 5-6 moves ahead. Right? Because he knows the board and the game so damn well. Could it be, and I don't know, but could it be, Breonna Taylor right after George, or before George, Aubrey, they're just falling, right? People are building, bubbling. Oh, hangings. Boom, 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 hangings after George. Could it be that they're trying to get you to be protested out? Protest fatigue? Just like quarantine fatigue? Childish motherfuckers. Oh, I'm going to go out to the quarantine and protest. Yeah, let's all get together and be mad in the same space with each other. Oh, chess move. The motherfucking COVID is gonna spike. Real or fake, the COVID numbers gonna spike because everybody was out in the streets protesting. Oh, on top of you being out in the street protesting, we also gonna put agent provocateurs out there, racist motherfuckers out there. We also gonna put motherfucking police officers out there undercovers. We gonna put motherfuckers out there burning buildings that ain't even a part of your movement. Do you see the chess moves that are being played? Let's burn their ass out on protest. Because when the real shit manifests, that's supposed to be protested, and they're easing it back into you right now. A lot of you motherfuckers, states is opening back up, right? But it's opening up with new rules. It's 40-something, what is it, 45, 60 million people unemployed or something? So they know you need your job. So now when you go back to your job, there are new parameters. I got to check your temperature. I got to swab your mouth. I got to do a bunch of shit that it might be considered invasive, right, to your personal being. Your privacy might be invasive to that. But if you want the motherfucking job, you will capitulate. You want the motherfucking bio-survival tickets called dollars, you will capitulate. Did you hear Melinda Gates? Did you read it? She didn't outright say black people should be the first to get it. She said the frontline emergency workers, the healthcare people, should be the first to get it. But then after that, all in the name of Black Lives Matter and the fact that blacks are disenfranchised, maybe they should be next in line to get it. How can white people ever feel comfortable offering black people a vaccine when they haven't apologized for Tuskegee? When they haven't said we've weaponized our medical system against you in the past? When they haven't apologized for HIV? They will come up with some of the most erroneous reasons. Oh, well, there was a green monkey in Africa. I guess they were sharing coffee beans. I don't know. And then it jumped from the green monkey into a black ass. When we know in the 80s, AIDS was a white male disease. Now all of a sudden it got a black face. How do you, again, I ask basic questions. You better be quiet, you better go vote, you better do this, you better go do that. Tell me why I should trust any of this. We should trust big corporations to not still be the mercenaries that they are just because they knocked down some damn statues or they said, you know what, this week is not only Black History Month, but we also gonna have Juneteenth as a national holiday. Just because these black-owned businesses, or just because businesses are now saying, oh no, we can't do this no more. Aunt Jemima, she can't be in a head wrap no more. Give her a perm. Oh, well, shit, that's even disrespectful. Take her off the box altogether. Down in Mississippi, The NCAA has basically told the state of Mississippi, we not playing no more games, no championship games in the state of Mississippi until y'all get rid of your state flag, the Confederate flag. But is the NCAA going to acknowledge that they rape young black men every year by trying to make it seem like the education that they help them cheat to achieve is equal to the money they rake in from bowl games, from tournaments? Billions of dollars get made on the backs of these young men under the auspices of their education being of equal value. Their room and board and education and monthly stipend is of equal value than this kid's likeness on a video game that's being sold all around the world for billions. You know how much money the NCAA tournament lost this year because it wasn't able to go on? Last year they made what, 14, 15 billion? Bottom line is, I'm tired personally of black apathy. We get down with who we like. I don't like the way he sound. But what did he say? Did it make sense? Was it applicable? Could you use it to better yourself? Yeah, but I don't like the way he sounds. So fuck him. I'm gonna go fuck with another nigga that speak different. Now, while you're doing this, the Rockefeller family, they are the only power base. Is it Rockefellers? No, what's the ones from Europe? Is it Rockefeller? What's the other ones? Rothschilds. Not the Rockefellers, that's American. The Rothschilds. They don't do what the monarchy does in Europe, which is next in line gets to rule. So this person dies, and then the next in line gets to rule. The Rothschilds don't do that. They put the most qualified in. They don't give a fuck if it's a male, a female. They don't care. We have to put the most competent in power. Not the one we like, not the one that we think would look cute in the seat of power. Oh, Jesus. And as I'm observing all of these changes that are happening, right? I'm observing all of these changes that are going on, and I'm saying to myself, damn, we still the same people. Damn, we haven't changed. Damn. There's some of us that can't wait until the vaccine come out so they can get back to normal. Normal is an illusion. Normal is a lie. How many times you got to hear it? How many different ways do you need to hear it? Bill Gates is moving forward. We got to get everybody vaccinated is what he's saying. Now, why is it that everybody can blindly walk into that when the continent called India has a lawsuit against this man for vaccine injury? But you got some black people who are daft enough to turn and say, well, it's time for me to get I can't wait till they get the vaccines. People who won't offer you an apology for their treachery, for their usury, how they used you, misused you, broke you down, made you into subservient, mindless followers, you get to just say, sure, y'all are the first one to get this damn vaccination. Y'all should have it. So what do niggas do? Argue amongst themselves. Because those are the only people they could argue with, because ain't nobody else listening to them. Might as well argue with some niggas. What do I mean? Kendrick Perkins, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and they arguing if they should come back or not. Dwight Howard. It's a big ass distraction. Yes, that's what sports entertainment is. A big ass distraction. Yes, that's what it is. But would it not be if it was black owned? Kyrie says, let's do a black owned, let's have a black owned, league, our own pro league. Would we not be distracted sitting in your gym while this shit is going on in the world? It's not who owns it, even though it would be amazing if we owned it and it was ours, but we're in the midst of not only a civil rights, a rebirth of a civil rights movement, but we're also in the midst of a pandemic. So even if we owned our own league, which is beneficial for our motherfucking community, yes, I would love to see all black athletes as co-owners of their own sports entertainment enterprise. But can we not be honest? Now is not the time for sports enterprising? It might be in a real estate sense, how disaster brings opportunities and all of this and that. But we're talking about for the entire community right now. Is it time to be cheering? Yeah. I'm just asking. But, as is commonplace with black folk, we want to sit around and argue. You wrong. Well, if LeBron hooping, we all hooping. Patrick Beverly. Dwight Howard. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and now ain't the time for who? Kendrick Perkins. Come out, air out Kyrie. We got to stop all that. The two senators that wasn't black enough or white enough to become president proposed to make a bill, or propose a bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. Senator Kamala Harris and, of course, Cory Booker. Let's make a holiday of the day we found out that we had been free for 2.5 years, but somebody neglected to tell us. You know what? Let's memorialize and celebrate that day. What the fuck? Oh! Y'all better get out there and vote. I know that. Y'all better get out there and vote. I know that. Listen, asking us, listen, is this wrong? Somebody that is smarter than me, that is more educated than me. There's so many people that are smarter than me. There's so many people that are better educated than me. Please ask me why black people should participate in a system that has continuously lied and used them, misused them. Why should voting be the answer? Why should legislation be the answer? Now, I understand laws. I get it. We pressure them to make laws. I get it. But somebody educate me. What about the lobbying aspect? Where corporations come in and get what they need done because they got the bread to get it done. Is voting the ultimate answer? Or does voting denote, not connote, but denote what it actually means, which means to wish? You look it up. What it means is to wish in Latin. Vote means wish. Now, why would they call it voting if they didn't mean it to mean wish? If they meant it to mean elect or select or something, they could have named it something else. Why did they name it vote? Cast your vote. Well, that's the Latin. How does it apply to today? Because didn't we march in the 60s with MLK, the great MLK? Didn't we march with him? And when our peoples marched with MLK, there was sweeping change, but it was not substantive. Why? Because the Voting Rights Act still has to go and get passed every few years. You can actually lose the right to vote. One day they just say, you know what, fuck it then. You don't vote anyway, well, fuck it then. Take it away from them. How can you take something away from a people that is innately theirs? We just want to be entertained. We just want to have a fucking good time. We just don't want to follow no rules. We don't want to respect any boundaries. We don't want to have any boundaries for ourselves or for our communities. But we want somebody to come in with the answer and just make it all good, make it all right for us. Every 10 years, the Voter Rights Act. The Voter Right Act is up. We gotta re-sign up for that. Then you got good brothers out here trying to do their thing, like Master P. Master P says we need a new economic plan to fight injustice. Master P says we need an economical plan to fight injustice. If we don't stand up now, we will lose the next generation. We can no longer tolerate police brutality. We need justice right now. Rest in peace, George Floyd. The only way for real change is to educate and buy properties and businesses in our community. Well, then you would think if you bought properties and businesses, then the police would have something to protect, which is not your black ass, but your black assets, right? You would hope that the police would at least protect your black assets. We know they ain't gonna protect your black ass. But your black assets, maybe, right? Racism is a social construct. that is designed to breed confusion. Confusion of lineage, right? Confusion when it comes to knowledge of self, which is the most powerful asset you could have. I've been saying for the longest, black economics, right? I've been saying black economics, working with each other, supporting each other, supporting each other's businesses, all of that, whatever. I've been saying the only way that's going to work is because a lot of people let me just give you this. A lot of people like to narrow shit down to one answer that could possibly answer the most issues. So they say, you know what could possibly answer the most issues we got? That's money. Just give us the money and we'll heal ourselves. No, you'll still be shadow, carbon copy, goofy Xerox copies of the white man with money. No, money is only one aspect. You can't get unity with broken people. How can you commune with broken people? Even on the street level, snitching is built in because everybody's broken. Do you see what I'm saying? How can broken people be unified? There must be a mass healing of all of the wounds that exist in our community. That's just one answer. Economics is another answer. There are multiple answers that need to be applied to this community that has made it this fucking far with these many issues. But what are we doing? In the midst of a time of great revolution and change, we are still competing, backbiting, arguing, clowning, disrespecting, and really not riding for each other. Let's just keep it 100. If we're not riding for each other, who the fuck are we riding for? And for what reason? Teddy Riley just called the comedian/actor Tony Baker broke because, he was being funny about the Teddy Riley incident, on the Verses with the internet. And Teddy became a meme of that, and Teddy lashed out and said the brother was broke. But all blacks are broke, primarily. Like, we got to stop fronting. Listen. You get a nigga, he got $5,000 in his account. Well, I ain't broke, nigga. Okay. Nigga, I got 5 stacks. Oh, hey! Oh, there you go. I ain't broke. Oh, all right. We're talking about wealth in America. You know the numbers, right? You know the numbers. Tone Talks and them done dropped the numbers. Sandy Darity and all of them, they done dropped the numbers. You know the numbers. Years ago, I did a show called Pathological Altruism. Because to me, it's psychotic and pathological for white people to sit in their high chair and think, we've got to help them. Oh my God, we have to help them. Listen to the evil behind the Bill and Melinda Gates movement. After the workers, after the frontline workers, we have to take care of the African Americans because they're in in a very precarious position in America. They're at the bottom of all of the metrics. We have to, the wealth gap and everything that is a burden on that community, we have to help them out of love, out of empathy. You use the system that you created. And when I say this is the system of poverty, the system of racism, the system of redlining, the system of Jim Crow, the system of slavery, right? You use that system, it creates, just like Joe Biden said in that 94 speech. When Joe Biden said, I know we might have, we may have created them, but that still doesn't give you a right to take on my sons or hit my mother upside the head. You got to go to jail. So you guys create the conditions that produce the type of young men on the street that you call super predators. And then 20, 30 years later in the advent of COVID, you flip it back and say, and the people who need this vaccine the most are the ones who are struggling the most. But didn't you create the struggle? You created the struggle. You created the chaos. And now you're creating a solution to the chaos, which is vaccinating the world. You have a record of vaccination injury, but you want to start with black people. And while this is going on, black people still competing and shitting on each other. Nigga, you broke. That's your response in COVID? That's your response during George Floyd? That's your response? Okay. Then, I got to play Jeff Brown's part too. Right? Because this is where me and Jeff, we differ. I'm not an absolutist. I don't think in absolutes. But it's still hard for me to accept. And it might be a truth, right? It might be an unadulterated truth right here, right? We can't take everybody with us, right? And that's where Jeff is. Jeff is like, the people that ain't ready, fuck them. And he's stronger in his positionality in that frame than I am. I always feel like, damn, can we talk to him one more time? Can we try to convince them to come? It's hard for me to turn around and let me stop and just say, 1,300, almost 1,400 people in the chat room, only 400 likes is disrespectful. If you appreciate the knowledge, if you appreciate the information, if you appreciate the fact that I put my fucking self in harm's way, the least you could do is click the goddamn like button or get the fuck out. Because that's what this topic is about. Your fucking apathy. Your disrespect for your own. You waiting for somebody to come through and fix it for you. Right? I'm sitting here lamenting over the weekend, not sleeping, trying to figure out how do I convey this information, right? How do I convey this information to my people so it can make the greatest impact and you motherfuckers won't even hit the like button? It's like, I don't understand if motherfuckers understand. It's a battle every day. I'm cursed with a certain perspective. I'm not saying I'm smarter. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm blessed and cursed with a certain kind of perspective. And my job is to convey that information to you so that it may motivate you to do something different. I'm telling y'all, get off of entertainment's dick. Get off of entertainment's nuts. You guys want to be entertained so bad that if it's not entertaining, you're not engaged. Your mind has been entrained to be entertained. So now, unless you're being entertained, you cannot learn. This shit is goofy. Hit the motherfucking like button. Goofy motherfuckers. This shit is goofy. I just don't understand. Maybe Biden has your answer. Clearly, I don't. And I'm not saying that I do. I'm saying the answer comes from us. The answer comes from working together. The answer comes from supporting one another's movements. That's where the answer comes from. This shit is like, okay. So Kevin would be sitting right over there, right? And Kevin would be like, Naga, the Nagas, right? The Nagas, the Serpent Kings, the Royal Serpent Kings, the Black Gods of Asia. And I'd be like, yeah, Kevin, talk that shit. The dragons, the moles, right? I'd be like, yeah, Kevin, get on that shit. Isn't it interesting that Naga is an alternative to the NRA? National African American Gun Association is called NAGA. NAAGA. NAGA offers black gun owners an NRA alternative. The number of African Americans who own guns is on the rise. According to a 2014 Pew survey, 19% of African Americans said they owned a gun, up from 15% in 2013. The National African American Gun Association is a nationwide group based in Atlanta made up of black gun supporters. The organization has seen membership climb to 20,000 members in just 2 years. Philip Smith is the founder and president of NAGA. Did he know that? NAGA, Negus, Niger, Netter, Nigeria, did he know what the word actually meant? Was he aware of that when he decided to call it the National African American Gun Association? Why am I talking about it? Because until we form this healing factor that is needed for us to stop bullshitting, right? Until we really get into self-work. People say, well, what is self-work? I coach people all the time. You know, I'm going to give you this. This is a nugget coming out of my latest book. Right? Because all my books have workbooks in them. I'm going to give you this. There's a nugget I'm going to give you. This nugget is called the Self-Dictionary. Your job is to create a self-knowledge dictionary. What words do you use to describe yourself? And where are they from? Where did you get them from? And we're not talking about just the positive words. We're talking about the negative words you use to describe yourself. Where is the origin of those words? Where did they come from? See, if we don't get into figuring out why we hate us so much, we know who made us hate us. You heard Malcolm say it before. Who taught you to hate the color of your hair? Or the kink in your hair and the color of your skin? We heard Malcolm say it, right? We heard him say it. But if we're not doing the internal work, no major enterprise that we want, watch, just sit back and watch. No major enterprise that we want to be successful will be successful because you got people who are shadow people. They're not real people. They haven't done the work. They haven't done internal work. You might get the building bought. You might get the job. But over time, the sickness within their being that they haven't worked on is going to leak out into the business. You want lasting unity? There must be healing. There must be. How many times you been rolling and good, and we got a good thing going, and one nigga sidetracked the whole fuckery? Shit. Because, well, I felt you was trying to use me, and I thought that, nigga, that's your projection. That's you. You only scared of what you've done to others. That's the same thing white people going through right now. Let's keep niggas down. Because I'm afraid that if they ever decide to go for revenge, it's on like motherfucking Donkey Kong. But you got niggas who behave just like that. But will erect a building and start a corporation and put together a think tank and have a round table and yeah, let's work together. Nigga, you're not healed. You don't even talk to your daddy. You won't even hit the like button. Let's build some shit. Get the fuck out of here. Let's make a remix of some shit. Don't remake the wheel, fellas, families. Let's not remake what the white man has already done. Because that's where we put ourselves in that mindset of remaking. Why? Because the mindset of the white man is to recreate, is to remake, right? That's his mindset. Christianity is a remake of all the ancient African shit. And I'm talking about the Western version of Christianity. Please understand that. Christianity was ours before it was Europe's. I want you to understand that. But their job is to remake your magic. Try to recreate your magic. And when we follow them, when they're our children, we being led by our children, so we become mimickers. You want justice from a country that has allowed Karens to kill black men for damn near a century. It was a Karen who got Emmett Till killed. She came out years later and said, I don't remember, it didn't happen, he didn't whistle or whatever. But either way, She got to say something happened that didn't happen that caused a young black man to be murdered. The original Karens, from Emmett Till's accuser to the white woman who sparked the Tulsa massacre. Do you understand that? We live in an amazing time. These things have been at our feet for decades. Right? Been at our feet for decades. But what have we done to say, at all costs, I'm going to break up with the white man's definition of me? At all costs, I'm going to break up with the white man's ideation of who he thinks I am or who he thinks I should be. Do you see the jewel I gave you when writing your own self-knowledge dictionary, using the words that empower and disempower you? See, when you break up with his definitions of you, you find a level of freedom within yourself, right? You find a level of freedom within yourself that was, to that point, not experienced. But what's your definition of success? What's your definition of love? What's your definition of freedom? What's your definition of liberty? What's your definition of integrity, of honor? Right? If you don't have one, or if you do have one, worse, if you do have one, it comes directly from him, then you don't have a free mind. You don't have a free mind. So many women, right? Sarah Page. Whew. There's been some talk around Tulsa, Oklahoma, due to this month's 99th year anniversary of the tragic race massacre. Why isn't 2020 a pending race massacre? Not by the cops, but via the vaccine. Why isn't that why can't we see that coming? Okay, cool. Because before they can start a massacre, just with, let's do the first airdrop, right? Let's do the first airdrop, that it drop a bomb from the sky for the first time in military history. Let's do that just on an affluent black city. Okay, cool. Let's just do that. But now it could be administered in much the same way as they tried to do that shit in South Africa with President Botha. HIV. Y'all, the video is on YouTube. And what in the video is interesting is the man is saying, yes, we tainted shit with HIV. We did that on purpose. Why ain't this the new Tulsa? What the fuck is Donald Trump campaigning in Tulsa, Oklahoma for? Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get y'all to think. There's chess pieces being moved on the board, and y'all ready to jump and pounce at whatever little trinket is offered you, and I'm saying now ain't the time. Now is not the time. Sarah Page was her name. 99th anniversary of the tragic race riot that took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. Many people may not know the massacre began with a 17-year-old named Sarah Page. Page was an elevator operator in what was called the Drexel building in downtown Tulsa. On May 30th, 1920, okay, 1921, May 30th, all right. Reportedly, Dick Rowland, a 19-year-old black shoe shiner, was getting onto the elevator to use a segregated bathroom on a higher floor. He allegedly tripped when entering the elevator, accidentally grabbing Paige's arm, and she reacted by screaming. Rowland fled, but the police were called. The next day, Rowland was arrested, and word spread that a black man assaulted a white woman. Is this not Karen? Let's ask the question about our relationship with Karen, both brothers and sisters. Brother, is she a Karen when she's on campus? Does her being a Karen make her attracted to you? Why are you marrying Karens, brothers who do? Why? And sisters, is she a Karen when she's trying to convert you to feminism? Which has already clearly shown its effects on the black household. Listen, anything that's not in alignment with nature is evil. Anything that would promote a man over a woman and a woman over a man is evil. Any idea that imbalances the cycle, everything is cyclical, everything has seasons, everything is divinely connected and fits into anything that's square is evil. Here you are listening to a Karen tell you that no man should tell you what to do, but then that same Karen goes back and votes for the man who grabbed pussies and organized the protest against his ass the day after his inauguration. But 54% of the Karens voted for him. But here you are, just like a black Mormon. Didn't the Mormons tell y'all that they believed you motherfuckers was cursed because y'all was part of the group of people in heaven that didn't choose a side, so God made your skin black and gave you monkey tails? Oh, well, it doesn't say that now. Yeah, in the 70s, they took that shit out. Why do we know this? Well, y'all shit emerged because Mitt Romney was trying to run for president, and the motherfuckers asked him about it. What about the monkey tails? What about, not liking black people and, that part. But somehow black people find a way to be Mormons. Fuck it. We find a way to believe in their beliefs. We find a way to believe the way they believe. We find a way to operate the way they operate. I just don't get it. We will go through hell and high water to join anything, Jehovah's Witnesses too, to join anything that they vet out as true. Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, Jesus is supposed to be here. What was it, 1914 or some shit? Y'all know the motherfucking dates. How many times y'all niggas changed the date? That's all I gotta ask, how many times y'all changed the date? Well, he's here in spirit. Well, who said he was here in spirit? Some random man that took over the whole organization that says he has the authority to do so. Some random white man, you say. Yes, the spirit of God, the spirit of Jesus has already returned. Well, so he's just going to keep making up shit, and niggas is going to keep believing and keep sowing into bullshit that y'all created. But have the hardest time hitting the like button. Have the hardest time hitting the super chat button. Have the hardest time supporting black-owned businesses. It was 1919, right? Have the hardest time rocking with they own. They will find every motherfucking reason and excuse to not rock with they own. They will rock with some fantasy shit. Jehovah's Witness fucked up Prince, fucked up his career to me. Because when Prince was on that Gemini shit, on the edge, wild, that motherfucker was making some of the greatest shit ever. But the moment he get into some weird strangeness, go back and listen to that album he did for the Jehovah's Witness shit. That shit was terrible. What the fuck? Whenever your mind is imprisoned by an idea that wasn't authored by you, you are a slave. Whenever your mind is imprisoned by an idea that wasn't authored by you, you are a slave. Whenever your mind is imprisoned by an idea that wasn't authored by you, you are a slave. Anything you believe in that you haven't vetted out, you're a slave. I know he was raised in a Jehovah's Witness family. I know that. You're not telling me anything I don't understand. Sir, appreciate the contribution. Is there an original thought for the black community? An original one. Is there? Is there an original thought for the black community? Oh, shit. I ask these questions because I'm saying, what are you doing inside your home? Right? What are you doing inside your home to cleanse yourself of the most toxic and virulent virus on planet Earth? And that's Western thought. Western thought is the most toxic and virulent virus on planet Earth. It has tentacles in all of the ancient belief systems in the terms of usurping that ancient knowledge while at the same time villainizing the source that they are siphoning from. Look at the media. Everybody in the media that's white is magical via technology. Everybody on TV that's white be having, nigga, Thor? Even Tony Stark's a regular nigga in an iron suit, and I don't know how he can fall out of the sky and not be damaged inside, but fine. Every white people got magical powers. There was a show that I was watching, recently. The show that I was watching recently is called the Umbrella. What is it? Umbrella Academy? I watched that shit. And the most powerful motherfucker was was that little white girl who was destined to bring on the apocalypse, right?
Oh, yeah.
But they used the little black girl in the same way that white America, through suggestion, has imprisoned the black man and woman. That little black girl came in there and whispered and used her power and said, "You're just ordinary." She put the thought that the little girl was ordinary, when in fact she was super powerful, and all they had to do was love on her. The white man knows he ain't got no love for us. You understand? He ain't got no love for us. He ain't gonna come and say, "You know what, I love y'all. I embrace y'all. I'm sorry for stealing from y'all. I'm sorry for envying y'all. I'm sorry for disrespect." He ain't gonna do that. But that's what his books, his knowledge, his history has done. It has subtly whispered into your mind century after century that you're ordinary. And you believe it. To the point where you say, "Well, yes, I'm ordinary, so where are my answers?" If I'm so ordinary, you got white people who are saying it now. Oh, I forgot that damn article. I don't know if I sent it to you, but some white man just simply said, since slavery, black people have been dependent. Please, if you could just Google that statement. Since slavery, black people have been dependent. It should be an article that comes up. Some motherfucker said it. Some politician. Since slavery, black people have been dependent. We can't be dependent on an idea unless something happened. And in our case, the idea of ourself was savagely raped and ripped out from within us and replaced with an inferior, diluted version. Just like that little girl whispered to her sister. She said, "You're just ordinary." And with her mutant powers, made that girl feel that she was ordinary. Did you find it? You see it? Please pull that shit up, because I want y'all to see it. Let me tell you something. We some of the most creative people in the world. Can I tell you that? We some of the most innovative and creative people in the world. But what does that mean if there's no unity in our community? What does that mean if we're still operating under the guise and under the directives of a person that envies us, that hates us, that competes with us, that has always wanted what we have, what the Creator gave us? Well, how does that help us to be like that, to be like Him, to be like them, right? There's too many examples. There's too many articles to pull up and show you. There's too many articles to pull up and say, "Oh, look, Felicity Huffman, she gets off 2 weeks in jail. Oh, the sister down there in the South tried to get her kid into a better school and she got 5 years." It's too many examples. Oh, this person was given 35 years in jail for marijuana. This person was given 2 years, right? It's too many examples of the disparity in sentencing, right? It's too many examples of the disparities in education, right? It's too many examples of the disparity in economics. There it is right there. Mississippi official, black people dependent since slavery. White people want to give up power? Or do you want to give up symbols? You want to give up substance, or do you want to give up symbols? Because if you give up substance, you got to say everything we taught you was a lie. Your history supersedes ours. Huh? Our wealth comes from your back. We wouldn't have it if it wasn't for y'all, so we owe y'all a portion of this country's wealth. Period. No disrespect to the LGBT. Listen, how the fuck can anybody talk about LGBT reparations and not deal with black folks' reparations? So you see the foolishness. This is a Mississippi official here. Black people dependent since slavery. Well, what are the standards and the parameters that are in place that makes this true? Did white people have anything to do with it? I'm sure in Mississippi, Jim Crow was popping, so that would have helped maintain that dependency, right? Get to look deep and say dumb shit. I'm an elected official. I know what I'm telling you. You're a fucking backwood, dumbass, uninformed, probably mal-educated lemur. Now, Black Lives Matter comes on the scene in a major way. Do you know when the FBI came to my house, they asked me if I was a part of Black Lives Matter? See, people like to talk about my story, but I've never talked about it. And I be trying to say, stop talking about my story. Because this happened to me. If it happened to you, I would be quiet and let you talk about it. But this happened to me. You understand? Jeff Brown was doing a motherfucking comedy spot. And I went to Jeff Brown's comedy spot. I wanted to support his brand. The young brother that did murder those guys, those cops, I guess it was in Dallas. I didn't know that brother personally. Didn't know him at all. He was like many of you. He watched my show. He was listening to my show. But I didn't know him personally. I did not have a personal relationship with that brother. Not at all. You know? The first time I ever saw him, which was the only time I saw him, was at Jeff Brown's event. And I didn't know who the fuck he was. Didn't know him at all. Now, I was able to connect the dots later. This brother had emailed me before. But I didn't connect the dots until I met him. And he was telling me about, you know, the emails that he had sent to me. And I was like, oh man, shit, I didn't know who you was. I don't know. And Bobby was there. Bobby asked me. Bobby said, Zoe, let's all get in here and take a picture together. We took a picture together. Come to find out, months later, this dude killed those cops and put my name in his manifesto. And the FBI came to my house to talk to me about that. They did not treat me like they treated Dave Chappelle. They weren't disrespectful. They weren't mean, right? But they didn't treat me like Dave Chappelle, like Mr. Williams, we would like to escort you. No, it wasn't none of that. They just came to my house and said, do you know this guy? And I was like, no, I don't. And then I told them, I said, he emailed me a couple of times and I saw him one time at my homeboy's comedy event and that was it. Somebody found a picture of me, the picture that Bobby took of all of us together, cropped out everybody else, and just had me and the brother in the picture and tagged it on Twitter and said, Zoe Williams is with the killer of Whoop-de-Whoop. And the FBI agent I was talking to mentioned this to me during our meeting. And all they were interested about was, is there a secret movement of black people coming together? Is there a secret movement of black people coming together? Remind me of that point. I'm going to get back to it after I finish the photo thing. Somebody posted that picture of me and him together on my Instagram and said, look, see, Zoe Williams is with him. And so I posted a picture of me and Hillary Clinton together. And I said, just because I'm in the picture with Hillary Clinton doesn't mean I know her personally. I said, this is me and Hillary Clinton together. Doesn't mean we have a relationship. And you know what? The FBI was like, that was very intelligent. That was very smart. I saw that on your page. What? Oh yeah, I'm aware of your following. You have a huge Huh? They want to know where the underground cell is. And you know what I said? I said, what are you talking about? You can't act like black people are unified. Look around. We're not unified. Why would you be looking for a cell of people that barely like each other, that tolerate each other at best, that have been socially conditioned? So here's my thing. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you out of your mind? What? And shortly thereafter, that's when they dropped the motherfucking identity extremist situation. Right? Of course they do. But it's on me. It ain't on you. We not unified. So I've inspired somebody to do something crazy, right? And that wasn't my motherfucking intention. What? I'm talking to y'all to come together so y'all can work together. Not for y'all to go out and do some crazy shit. That's not my intention. But it's really ironic for me to look at this shit and I sit back and I go, wow. If it goes bad, it's on me. It's not on the people who watch. It's on me. Don't nobody give a fuck about coming together, about working together. Right? Don't nobody care about being on the same team, about supporting each other. Nobody really gives a fuck about that. There is no solidarity in our community. I thought it was an asinine question because I was like, I've been hated on for many, many years by my own people. That doesn't mean white racism doesn't exist. But goddamn, if you got to live in a world where hate, black hate, and white racism is happening to you at the same time, goddamn. Goddamn. And then we so apathetic that it takes 4,000 deaths on on social media for us to say, all right, well, fuck it. Goddamn, enough's enough. So you got to see a gang of people. First off, a 12-year-old with a fake toy gun should have set it off. If we gave a fuck. 12-year-old should have set it off. Tamir Rice should have been, Trayvon should have been. No, we got to see it on social media 852 times. We got to see motherfuckers hanging from trees. And like I said in the beginning of this whole diatribe, I believe that this shit is going to escalate, and it's going to keep escalating because they want you to be tired of protesting. So when it's time to really protest, like you're not, Bill Gates said it himself, is that we're not going to get back to any level of normalcy until the whole world is vaccinated. So in order to do some shit, you got to have multiple storylines happening at the same time. Trump is the bad guy. Coronavirus is here and we have to handle this. Oh my God, racism in America. Look what the fuck they've done. Again? This happened again? Hell nah. So all this shit is happening. Okay, so now the outrage spills into the street during the quarantine. Everybody's reinfected with some shit. We don't know, because if you got agent provocateurs in the crowd, you know if you got motherfucking undercover police in the crowd, you got hate groups in the crowd, we can spread this shit amongst these motherfuckers while they're protesting. This is going to lead to the second wave, COVID 2.0, COVID 20. That's coming, the second wave. Do you see how the pieces are fitting? When they came out with the BIE, Black Identity Extremists, everybody black looked at that like, what? It's a part of our culture to watch television and see the fucking footage of a mass shooting somewhere and go, yeah, he was probably white. And then when we see, it's like a game to us white people. You go, let's guess the shooter. He was probably white. And then when they show the shooter, see, yeah, there's a white ass. That time it happened, it was a black man down in D.C. or wherever, Virginia, wherever it was. That one time it happened, it shocked our entire, we was like, what? No, they was niggas? And we was just as shocked when the FBI came out with the goddamn BIE, Black Identity Extremists, when we know the Klan exists. When we know all the shit Klan done infiltrated goddamn different sectors of society, whether it be politics, whether it be police, the DC sniper, right? Whether it be police officers, we know. Y'all, them motherfuckers is in there. When we ask you to hit the like button, oh, I don't like Zoe because of his voice, or he yells, or motherfucker be tossing and turning at night trying to think about like how to, create a way to, to convey a message to my people that is the same fucking message that everybody that has ever came before me that was worth their salt was saying, which is unity. People working together. People, our strength is in our unity. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said our unity is like that of an atomic bomb. Well, I would say since technology has advanced, is that of a nuclear bomb, right? I think we deserve to work with each other. But here I am. Listen, Dash Radio reached out to me. And Dash Radio during this COVID thing said, Zoe, or not the COVID thing, but during the George Floyd thing, said, Zoe, we want to do something for George Floyd. Do you have any ideas? And they explained to me, they said, Zoe, we were having this meeting without you. But then everybody agreed that we should get you on this goddamn meeting. Well, they didn't. They had the meeting without me. But then everybody said, no, we can't have this meeting without him. And then they reached out to me Well, one person reached out to me and said, look, this is what we're trying to do. What do you think we should do? And I said, let's do a pop-up channel. And then they explained to me the parameters of what it was. It's a benefit live stream, right? I said, all right, let's do it. But this is how we should do it. It should be for the family. You know, it's going to be a pop-up station. It's a social injustice station where we provide up-to-the-minute information about these ongoing cases of police brutality and social injustice. They was like, oh, that's dope. So then it became this live stream thing where it's a collaboration between Dash Radio and Twitch and myself. Right? So I said, you know what? Broadcast that shit through my YouTube channel. So we could get all the people who come watch our shows to watch this shit. Niggas don't even watch it. We done broadcast 2 of them. Motherfuckers don't even watch it. Why? Because I'm a source of entertainment. Me and Jeff and the funniness and, you know, you niggas, the show is funny, man. Do you know what, man? Yeah, you should do Uncle Kill Your Dreams. That shit, yeah, brother. Uncle Kill Your Dreams. Zoe talks too proper. Mark Patah, don't make me out you personally. Proper speech and diction. Boy, don't make me do it. God damn it. I be wanting to go in. I be wanting to rip motherfuckers. Knock it off. That's the purpose of this goddamn show. Anyway, we did that. The live stream. To motherfucking support and show that we're not going to let, you know, we're going to use our power, our platform to blow this shit out, right? To make sure everybody is paying attention. You know what I'm saying? To make sure everybody has access to this information. That's what this is about. I'm having this real ass conversations. Motherfuckers want to be stand-up comics, nigga. Get on stage, you want to be funny. It ain't always about funny. You'll suck Dave Chappelle's dick for doing 27 minutes of real talk, but if I get up here, you wanna crack jokes in the chat room. Get your goofy ass out of here. Go play with your mama, nigga. Don't play with me. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me to keep fucking with people. Right? And this is coming from a nigga named Mr. Plant-Based. If you don't get, boy, niggas gotta go. Niggas got to go. If we don't change who we are, the shit that's on its way, right? The shit that's on its way, it's going to be irreversible. The shit that's on its way is going to be irreversible. If you don't get off the fuck shit, the shit that's on its way is irreversible. The apathy, the self-hate, powerful force. Don't let me get them. Hey, joke with your mama, Mark. I'm not on that today, my nigga. I'm not on that shit today. I'm not. I'm on some real shit. Because although I can make this shit entertaining or whatever, that's really not what this shit's about. We've been entertained and entrained by entertainment too long. I'm not on that shit. I'm not an entertainer. I just like to present shit to you so you can see the world from a different perspective. And all I'm simply trying to say is, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do, right? About your current reality. When all the states open back up and there's an opportunity to go back to work and they say you can't get this job unless we get to test you 3 times a week. We got to test your temperature. We got to swab your nose. We got to swab your mouth 3 times a week. What the fuck you gonna do? You can't come on a Hollywood set without getting swabbed every time you come on. What you gonna do? That's all I got. I just don't know what to tell you other than that. Somebody said the work from home economy is here. That's a good answer. And I like that. That is a good answer. But you're going to be what? What you selling at the crib? Candles? Soap? Incense? What we selling at the crib? What are we selling at the crib? I just want to know. Oh, did you see? Look up this story and pull it up for them. Los Angeles Unified School District has already said a portion of their students are not coming back to schools. It's going to be online. Niggas ain't coming back. It's going to be online. Money doesn't really have any worth. But what's going to happen when that finally crashes? Jeff has been talking about it for the longest. Somebody said IT services. I like that. Huh? So you can do customer service. I'm asking you what you gonna do. I'm not saying whatever you do isn't gonna work. I didn't say that. I just said, what are you gonna do? Colleges, yep, going online, absolutely. Once they take them bio-survival tickets, because that's coming too. Why? 60 million people out of work? The economy's struggling because people are not at work. The motherfucking stock market can't keep booming. So then there's an inevitable crash. Where there's a crash, somebody is going to grab up a lot of shit, right? Okay. I'm just saying, there's no collective operation with black people. There's no work ethic amongst black people. There's still self-hate in black people. There's still a dependence on the system, the corrupt system as it is currently constructed. There's still that going on. And I'm saying, what is your answer for your people? Motherfucker asked me, how come you wasn't at the Juneteenth celebration? We got work to do. I'm not finna be celebrating shit. I'm not in the mood for the party. I like to celebrate accomplishments. I like to celebrate when goals are reached, when goals are met, when goals are realized. And one of my goals is to heal the black home. Why? Because I came from a broken home. Why? Because I've gone through traumatic shit. And me healing myself has been cathartic, but I've been going through it so long that I said I got to start sharing. So I'm in my lane. There are other lanes. Let's all get in our lanes and let's all marry those lanes so we can work together. So when Jeff says some shit like, all you need is athletes and grass and someplace to play, and we got our league. So when Jeff says shit like that, if we all working in our lanes, we can provide the resources necessary to build that shit up so it's not so monumental. Because broken people can't do it. Because broken people will steal from each other. Broken people will lie to each other. Broken people will use each other, misuse each other, mistreat each other, and crash the motherfucking enterprise. So Jeff's ideas are correct, but so are mine, in the sense that motherfuckers need to get over it, to get over this hurt, to get over his definition of you. What is Jeff Brown's Cash App? Can y'all put that shit up there? Please send Jeff some love. We miss Jeff, and we're praying that he is okay. We are praying that he is healthy, wealthy, and whole, and that he'll be back soon. One of Jeff Brown's compadres, somebody that Jeff works for, D.L. Hughley, just came down with COVID-19, and, y'all all should donate to Jeff Brown. Also, Sarah, without the H, please put up your Cash App, baby. Please look out for Sarah as well, because Sarah comes here and she spends her time here with us on Mondays. She tries to help us out the best way she knows how. She's one of the sweetest people I know. And she works hard. She tries to learn on the fly. So everybody, if you love Sarah and you appreciate Sarah, please, please, please show some love for her. And then I'm going to say this, for the people who have hit the super chat button today or my Cash App, you can put my Cash App up there as well. I appreciate everybody for sharing. Thank you, Steve H., for hitting the super chat button. We have about 6 or 7 minutes left in the show. It's 1,500 people in here right now. This is my goal. Can we hit, it's 1,500 people in here right now. Can we hit $600 right now? And I think we could do that if half of those people in the chat room, if everybody gave $5 right now, like if we just went on a push, a spree. I'm going to go over my next couple of stories to wrap it up, but we have 1,500 people in here. If everybody could just drop, right, $5. Just everybody do it. Everybody who hasn't done it. I'm not talking about the people who have already done it, but everybody who hasn't done it, just do that for us real quick. Just go on a spree, $5 for this content as I get into the next story to wrap up today's show. Because, ooh, this shit right here, man. Let me hit you with this. People are talking about police reform, right? People are talking about police reform. Well, here are my thoughts on police reform and defunding the police. Okay? Police reform should include at least 4 years of educational training. It should not be some quick shit. There should be no military people allowed to be police officers if they suffer from PTSD. If they suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, they should not be allowed to become a police officer. Right? I think that's only fair. I honestly believe that that's fair. Right? Other than that, all military people should be allowed, they should be fast-tracked even to be police officers, right, if they pass the prerequisites that I'm talking about right now. Police reform should include at least 4 years of educational training. Reform police training should include nonviolent de-escalation communication, psychology, and social/cultural courses. Nonviolent methods of apprehension, empathy training, right? Hand-to-hand self-defense training, implementation of a civilian-ran board of oversight of police departments and their unions, right? An implementation of a civilian ran. If we talking about reform, somebody, when I'm done with this, somebody put these points together, right? A civilian ran board of oversight for police departments and their unions, right? We have to do away with qualified immunity. We have to do away with qualified immunity because that basically says you can kill somebody and get away with it. Also, we must demilitarize the police. You do know that the Pentagon sells their stuff to the police, to police departments all over. Tanks and all types of shit. Right? No new police officers should be employed based solely on skill and not mental and emotional competency. This is what I talked about earlier, i.e. PTSD, bipolar, or a racial mentality or racist mentality. Because to me, racism goes into the category of mental illness. You got PTSD, bipolar, or a racist mentality. To me, that all lines up together, right? And I'm sure that there's more. These are just my thoughts. I would encourage everybody to write out this list for yourself and then add to it and share and pass it around the community and add to it. This is what police reform should look like, right? This is what defunding the police should look like. I think police officers, man, I think, and you know, maybe it's me. You want a better relationship with the community. What would be a safer daycare than at a police facility, right? People can't afford daycare. I'm not saying the police should watch your kids. I'm just saying, what would create a better relationship with police and the community, right? They should have something there. They should have, if not a daycare, maybe a community center that is owned and ran by the police, that operates with clinicians, therapists, counselors, that can directly interface with the community that they police. Right? No, go ahead.
Do you think that what a lot of people are calling for, that only people like from that community should police the community?
I think that's fair. That's a good point Sarah just brought up. Should only police of a certain race police a certain ethnic neighborhood? My answer is yes. And this is how I would do it. If it were me, I would do it this way. If I had the power, I would do it this way. It would be 90-10. It would be 90-10. So if you got 100 police in a certain neighborhood, and that's a black neighborhood, it would be 90 black police officers and 10 white ones. Or people of other race. It don't have to be white. It could be Latino. It could be Asian, whatever. But it would be 90 brothers and sisters. And it would be those brothers and sisters' job to create relationships. That's what I would do. White people, go police your hood. I'd flip it that way. Right? Over in Brentwood, my nigga. Where the 10% of the black police officers that would be allowed to police that would reflect the population of black people that live in Brentwood. But yo, Billy Badass shouldn't be policing Inglewood and you don't live here. You're not connected to us. And you may even have a racist mentality, which I see as a form of mental illness. Right? And as Kevin so eloquently spoke of, police officers with insurance bonds, being able to sue a police officer, that should be a part of it too. That's police reform as well. You should be able to you should be able to sue a police officer, right, that wrongfully killed one of your family members. You should be able to sue him for everything he got. You should be able to sue his family too. Why, Zoe? Why? Don't you do the same thing in child support?
Absolutely. And with a doctor. A
Malpractice with a doctor. You can sue a doctor, but you can't sue a cop. Right?
Is racial something? Is racism is part of a psych eval?
Say again?
In a psych eval, do they ask about racism or racist tendencies?
I think they should ask in the psych evaluation about racist tendency. I think they should. Have you ever had racial thoughts, negative racial thoughts? Do you dislike black people? I think that has to be a new thing. I think they have to outlaw every kill strike in terms of how you apprehend, a criminal or quote unquote criminal. You don't get to choke anybody. You don't get to put your fucking knee on anybody's neck. Once a criminal is apprehended, handcuffed, you should immediately transport them to the fucking vehicle and lock them in the vehicle. There should be no, let's wait here for like 10 minutes to see what the fuck going on while I'm sitting on the nigga juggler. Oh, I'm on his juggler and people talking. It should be none of that, right? And like I said, this is a flawed little list of things that I have. I'm sure if Jeff Brown was here, if Kevin was here and others were here, they would be able to add on to this. And I'm expecting you to add on to it because I don't know everything. I'm not even remotely aware of everything that I should be aware of in terms of this. But if we're talking about reforming the police, we need to understand that the police is the military arm of, or the municipality's military arm of that municipality's police or policies. They police policy. Policy is politics. The politics of the city. This is what the police do. They're there for that. They protect businesses. They don't necessarily protect and serve your ass. They protect and serve businesses. So if you won't protect and serve black asses, will you protect and serve black assets? That's the question I want to know, right? We want to reform the police. we have to reform politics. And it's hard to reform politics when politics is so corrupt. This is why Training Day was such a great movie, because it was based off of some real shit. If politics is corrupt, the police that protect the policy will be corrupt. You want to change the policing, you got to change the policy. You want to change the policy, you got to change the politicians. But if you're asking us to play a fucking legislation and a fucking political game that is not designed to give us any power, that is not designed to support anything that we want to do, then the only answer for us as a people is not the vote, it's actually the boat. We got to get on board with each other. We got to have a Noah's Ark mentality when it comes to fucking with each other. Well, I will say this. Everybody who hit the super chat and everybody who hit my Cash App and Jeff's Cash App and Sarah, did they hit your Cash App, honey? You had a couple of people, and she said thank you. She said thank you, and I'm sure Jeff appreciates it too. And like I said, man, I don't know hardly anything. I can't do shit without my people, without my people's support, without my people's love, without my people's just gathering and rallying around me. So I'm not the end all be all, but I love to contribute to the conversation. I don't have every answer for the politics side of the game. Maybe I'll bring in Tone, or maybe I'll bring in somebody else, somebody who's willing to talk about it and educate me on the political side and why it's important and why we should vote. And I'm open to bringing in those kind of people. I'm open to bringing in anybody. People from the Hebrew Israelites have been reaching out. I said, this is Jerusalem. Anybody can come on here. Anybody can come on here. You know, just be respectful. I got questions. You got questions. Everybody got questions. Just be respectful and let's work together. I don't want to fight with nobody. Not especially my own folk, right? What I've recognized is I inspire people in a different way, right? I inspire people, and I want to use my inspiration for good. I don't want nobody out there doing fuck shit to each other or to anybody else. What I want is for us to put all that energy that it takes to be mad, to be disappointed, to be angry, to be frustrated, put all that energy into working together, into getting over what the fuck you need to get over, into healing what the fuck you need to heal, and then working with your folks. I can't wait until you love a woman enough to fucking sneak up behind her ass while she's planting some motherfucking carrots, nigga, and you rub her hands while her hands is in the dirt, nigga, and you play humping that ass while y'all out in the garden. I want that kind of interaction with our people. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want constant hate, constant disrespect, constant judging each other by a standard we didn't create. I don't want any of that fuck shit anymore. That's why we're where we are to motherfucking day. Fuck shit. Substance over symbols. Substance over symbols. Everybody who has shared with me today, everybody who has hit the like button, everybody who has showed their appreciation today, I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you, but I gotta go. We out. Deuces.